Hello everyone. So what we're looking at here is the fully taken apart, disassembled left rear window switch for a 2011 Chevrolet Traverse. The Chevrolet Traverse is the GM's Lambda platform, which includes the GMC Acadia, Saturn Outlook, Buick Enclave, Chevrolet Traverse. So I've had a problem with my left rear window switch not wanting to go up. It goes down fine, but it's very hard to go up. Sometimes it seems like it's completely stuck, and this impacts my job as driver with Uber. So I attempted to figure out what was the problem, and went to clean up the contacts between the switch and the wiring harness of the vehicle. Here you can see the actual wiring harness where it connects to the window switch in the door. This is a simple matter of popping out the cup holder piece, which is no longer here, but that was done with a screwdriver. You just go gently around the edges and you pop that cup holder out, and you can get access to the switch. The switch itself has a little, what you can see here is a little gray piece that holds the clip together. Once you pop this little tab and pull that gray piece out, the switch is just a pressure fit. You just pull it apart. And then this is the actual disassembled switch. This is the top of the switch here, where the actual rocker switch goes on top of, and that just snaps into place on those little holes right there. And then this is the actual body of the switch, if you will. The plug goes in the back side and the circuit board sits there. And this is the actual circuit board. That's the actual guts of the switch that actually does the job of relaying the power to the motor and making the switch go up and down. So you see here, I've cleaned the contacts. They weren't very dirty. I thought that was going to be the issue. The male contacts on the switch itself are pretty clean. I used CRC QD electronic cleaner. That seemed to do the job pretty well to get them kind of nice and shiny back to where they were at the beginning of their life. Also noticed that there was some gum underneath the switch. Can't see much of it anymore, but probably from spilled sodas and coffee and things like that. The car's 5 years old, so it's got a lot of, it's been used well. And so I figured maybe that was the issue. Cleaned up this whole surface of the switch underneath the rocker, got it pretty clean, found a lot of gum under there. And these little white pieces that you see here in the frame are what goes up and down when you pull up on that rocker switch or push down on that rocker switch to make the window go up or down. And what you do when you actuate these little white guys here is you push them down, and you can see the little metal contacts on the other side. You push those down, and they make contact with those corresponding gold dots that you see on the circuit board. And that's what completes the circuit, and that's what makes the window go up or down. I think that the issue is the electrical contact between the gold rocker switch and the little gold thing you see there has deteriorated to the point where it's an intermittent connection. So what I use is I go ahead and use the electronic cleaner that I mentioned before and clean those contacts right there. And you want to be really careful because you don't want to damage any of the traces on the switch itself. But I clean those contacts up, and then we're going to put it back together, and then we're going to see if it works. Okay, so here's the switch assembly that's been had the circuit board put back into it. I put that back together, and now the circuit board is once again mated with these little white rockers that live underneath the white little tabs, if you will, that live underneath the actual rocker switch. And what we found when we plugged it back in, give it a quick test here. Okay, so now you can see it's plugged back into the harness itself. It's still missing the rocker switch. But now when we actuate the switch, what we find is the window goes up and down just fine. It's not sticking anymore. And we have a window switch that works the way it should. Okay, so now I've got the switch a little bit more fully assembled. We have plugged it into the harness, and if you see a little white piece right there, that's kind of the part that makes sure that that connection stays secure. So that's the part that you have to remove with a little tab. You have to get this white part completely out of there before you can disassemble the switch and pull it out of the harness. So I've slipped that back in, it clipped in nicely, and I've put the little actual rocker switch back on top of the switch itself. You can see it's just held on there on both sides by the pressure fit. It just kind of clicks in place, and we're going to test our switch again. Down, up, down, up, no problem. Before you had to really just pull on one side of the switch with a lot of pressure and just kind of hope it would work. But now it's working just like it should. Okay, and here you can see that the switch itself has been clicked back into it, those 4 tabs, 2 on this side, 2 to the other side, on the little cup holder insert that goes into the door panel here. And we'll see if we can just nicely put this cup holder unit back into its resting position. I'm going to push on this back left corner first because that's how it came out nicely. And the back right corner, it's clicking in place nicely. Then the left front corner, right front corner, we're good. Everything's in place. Down and up. Down and up, no problem. So now we got a window switch that's working just fine. So hopefully we save some money on a repair. I'm sure that a brand new switch from GM is not free. They don't give them away. And this whole job took me about 15 minutes total from start to end. All I had to do was buy some of that CRC QD electric cleaner and do a little bit of cleaning and disassembly and reassembly, and we saved ourselves some money and we got a working switch. Thanks, and have a great day.